All right, good afternoon. We're on the record in the 53rd Circuit Court for the County of Sheboygan.
All right, buckle up. This may sound routine, but what you're about to hear is anything but minor. This is a probation violation hearing, and in the legal world, that's like being on thin ice while someone's already cracking it beneath your feet. One wrong move, and the consequences can escalate fast.
We have an arraignment on a warrant in file 21-6110FH, People of the State of Michigan versus Amanda Lee Heights. Counsel, you want to state your appearance for the record?
Melissa Goodrich, prosecuting attorney.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. James Gilbert, acting as the arraignment attorney today for Amanda.
Okay, and we have Ms. Heights present with us here in the courtroom. We are providing enhanced public access online. And Ms. Heights, you want to stand up? It's alleged that you're in violation of the terms and conditions of your probation in two respects. In count one, it's alleged that on or about July 6th, you operated a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license, and that's a violation of state law, which as part of your probation, you're not allowed to do. And in count two, that on July 7th, yesterday, you failed to appear for recovery court, and that's a violation of condition 3 of the terms of your probation, failing to report. You have the right to have a hearing on those allegations, at which it would need to be proven by a preponderance of the evidence that you are in violation of your probation for those reasons. And you have the right to the assistance of an attorney. We have Mr. Gilbert here with you today for purposes of arraignment. If you wanted a hearing, we would appoint an attorney for you for that hearing. And you're on probation to this court for charges of possession with intent to deliver methamphetamine as a habitual offender fourth. With that habitual offender, that's punishable by up to life in prison.
Did you catch that? Life in prison. That's not just courtroom language. That's the absolute ceiling of what this defendant is risking. Even though today's violations seem small, driving without a license, missing court, they're tied to a much bigger case. And in probation terms, even small slip-ups can reopen the door to maximum punishment.
As well as 3 other felonies which carry lesser penalties. And if you are found to be in violation of your probation or admit to the same, the court could revoke your probation and sentence you on the underlying offense to that maximum term of life in prison. Do you understand the rights that you would have and the penalties that you could face?
Yes.
All right. And Mr. Gilbert, did you have a chance to review the matter with Ms. Heights?
And there it is. She's admitting to the violations. No trial, no fight. Now pause for a second. Is this a smart move or a risky shortcut? Admitting can show accountability, but it also fast-tracks sentencing. What would you do in this situation?
Yes, Ms. Heights and I did discuss the matter. She wishes to admit to the 2 violations.
All right, Ms. Heights, you want to raise your right hand as best you can. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Would you please state your name for the record?
Amanda Heights.
All right, you understand the penalties and the rights that I just indicated for you?
Yes.
All right. And has anybody promised you anything in order to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Has anybody threatened you in any way?
No.
Is it your own free choice to plead guilty?
Yes.
How do you wish to plead to the allegation that you're in violation of your probation?
Guilty.
So you're on probation to this court for possession with intent to deliver methamphetamine habitual fourth?
Yes.
As part of your probation, are you to comply with the terms and conditions of the recovery court program?
Yes, I am.
Are you to report as ordered?
Yes.
And are you to not violating the laws of the state of Michigan?
Yes.
On July 6th, did you drive a motor vehicle
I did.
here to the courthouse?
Yes.
All right. And you knew that was a violation of state law?
Yes.
And on yesterday, July 7th, did you fail to appear for recovery court?
Yes.
And you knew that you had to be at court?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You have to say yes or
Yes.
no. All right. Mr. Gilbert, are you satisfied with the factual basis?
I am, thank you.
Ms. Goodrich?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And any objection to proceeding to immediate sentencing, Mr. Gilbert?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Goodrich?
No objection.
All right. So, Mr. Gilbert, is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of Ms. Heights?
Yeah, when talking with Ms. Heights, I think she'll probably outline it for you. She's concerned about any term of incarceration due to the fact that she is gainfully employed on the dam site, and she fears for a loss of that job. She does have counseling set up. I believe she's starting her MRT on Monday, and she does have her counseling that she's preparing for. So she's asking the court to consider possibly no jail or a small amount. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gilbert. Ms. Heights, it's not required that you would make a statement, but it is allowed. Is there anything you want to tell me?
Yes, about the same as he did.
Now we're hearing the human side of this case. Job, kids, counseling. This is where legal consequences collide with real life. And judges hear this all the time, which raises the question, how much weight should personal hardship carry when someone breaks court-ordered rules?
Worried I'll lose my job if I'm in here too long. And then I have counseling starting on Monday, and I get my kids every Saturday. So I would lose all of that if I was in jail during those things.
How much of that do you think you would lose if you went to prison for years?
All of it.
Okay. Ms. Goodrich, anything from the people?
Your Honor, the people are concerned that Ms. Hypes was warned about driving without a license and then does something so bold as to drive to the county building without a license. And also she's previously been late from court and then this time just didn't even appear for court. That's been an ongoing problem with her. So I'd ask the court to take those two things into consideration.
All right, thank you. Well, Ms. Heights, I'm real worried about you. You know, when you come for recovery court review hearings, your attitude is real good, and you're always, you know, you tell me, you know, perhaps what you think I want to hear when you're standing at that podium, and you're always agreeing with the things that we're telling you, but yet, you know, you really are not, you're not off to a good start. Okay, you're driving all over the place. Without even taking much care about that, just really flaunting that, even though you know that you're not supposed to. I know that you feel like, you know, that's the only choice that you have. There are other choices. We'll work with you on that, and you got to solve those things. You've been getting yourself all the way over to Charlevoix County to drug test. I have no idea why, and that's going to stop.
That's what was making it easy for me to get a
Yeah.
ride there and not have to drive.
Well, that's going to stop.
I know.
Okay. You know, I just think you don't quite understand here that this program is not for you to decide how you do it. This is an alternative to you spending lots of time behind bars. All right. So anything that we ask you to do or anything that you don't like of what we're asking you to do, that's just too bad, because the other option is for you to go to prison. All right. So you need to take this program seriously. We will work with you, and perhaps, you know, in the review sessions, they're a lot less formal, and we try to, you know, get involved in your life and encourage you, and I'll continue to do that.
That line right there, that's the turning point. The judge is drawing a clear boundary. Support is still on the table, but patience is running out. In recovery courts especially, judges walk a tightrope between rehabilitation and accountability, and you can feel that tension right here.
I don't want you to ever mistake my kindness for weakness. Okay, this program is going to be tough, and I'm not sure that you're committed to succeeding in it. I'd like to see you succeed in it, and you certainly can, but you cannot do it in the way that you have been. What you're doing now is not a recipe for success, all right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to continue you on probation. I'm going to continue you in the recovery court program. I'm going to amend your term of probation to order that you serve 13 days in the Sheboygan County Jail.
Oh, and there's the decision: 13 days in jail. Not prison, but definitely not a slap on the wrist. This is what's known as a sanction, a short-term punishment meant to correct behavior without ending probation entirely. The message? You're getting another chance, but it comes with a cost.
You may be released on Monday, July 19th at 8 a.m. All right, that'll be the order of the court.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, if I may approach,
Yes.
I do have a signed probation violation arraignment, that's right.
Okay, thank you. Let me bring in the, yes, all right, good afternoon. We are shifting gears. We just finished a case in Sheboygan County, and that quickly I was able to.
Just like that, we jump into another case, same judge, different defendant, same high-stakes situation. This is where patterns start to emerge. Will this next defendant make the same mistakes or take a different path?
traveled to Presque County by virtue of Zoom. And we're on the record now in the 53rd Circuit Court for the County of Presque. Here we have a probation violation case or hearing in the case of People of the State of Michigan versus Devin Robert Blair. It's file 17-93010FH. Counsel, you want to state your appearance for the record?
Your Honor, Mike
Go ahead, Mr. Vogler.
Mike Vogler, I'm here for Devin Blair.
Kenneth A. Ransabon on behalf of the people.
All right, and Mr. Vogler, this is the time and date set for a probation violation hearing. Do you know how Mr. Blair wishes to proceed?
Your Honor, I think he's going to admit to the violation.
Okay, Mr. Blair, you want to raise your right hand as best you can? Okay, do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, put your hand down. And are you Devin Robert Blair?
Yes, sir.
All right, are you on probation to this court for a charge of possession of controlled substances?
Yes, sir.
All right, it's alleged that you're in violation of your probation by failing to report to your agent back in April of 2018, failing to comply with substance abuse testing at the same time, and failing to comply with the terms and conditions of the Swift Insure program back again in April of 2018. You would have the right to have a hearing on those allegations, at which it would need to be proven by a preponderance of the evidence that you are in violation of your probation for those reasons. And you'd have the right to the assistance of an attorney, and we have Mr. Vogler here for you for that purpose. If you are found to be in violation of your probation, or you admit to the same, I could revoke your probation and sentence you on the underlying charge of possession of controlled substances, and that is felony punishable by a maximum of up to 2 years in prison. Do you understand the rights you would have and the maximum penalty that you could face?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, has anybody promised you anything in order to get you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Has anybody threatened you in any way?
No, sir.
Is it your own free choice to plead guilty?
Yes, it is.
Knowing all this, how do you wish to plead to the charge of violating your probation?
I'm guilty, Your Honor.
All right, and were you in the Swift Insure Sanctions probation program back in April of 2018?
Yes, I was.
Okay, and did you fail to submit to drug testing and report to the agent as directed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you basically removed yourself from that program then?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Vogler, are you satisfied with the factual basis?
I am.
Mr. Radsbon?
I am, Judge, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Vogler, I suppose we should schedule this for sentencing then, so Mr. Bloomley can prepare some recommendations. We could schedule this for the July 19th date. Let me double check what slots are still open. Okay, we can add this for probation violation sentencing on July 19th at 9:10 a.m. And I know that's pretty soon, but I think I don't want to have Mr. Blair sit too long. The underlying charge doesn't carry a super high maximum, so I want to decide on his sentence sooner rather than later.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything further, Mr. Vogler?
No.
Mr. Rathbone?
No, Judge, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Blair, we'll see you a week from Monday on July 19th for your sentencing, okay?
All right, thank you.
Okay, we'll be in recess.